Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Hashtag Playing Together.
Hello, we are the Sudden Note, Daisy and Johan, and today we have a special guest, Inbal Lori.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Inbal, can you say something about yourself?
Yes, my name is Inbal. I live currently in Berlin, and I am in Berlin currently, and I'm originally from Israel. Yes.
Okay, great.
Great.
So the format of the show is the following. We are going to play a little narrative based on a suggestion. These 50 minutes, and then we go to a Q&A session where you can talk about your projects and passions of improv and all the things
Great.
you do. Okay, a number between 0 and 180.
87.
87 is growing up.
Growing up.
Growing up.
Excellent.
Okay,
Cool.
so the Sudden Note, Inbal Lori, and growing up.
You're ugly. You're just ugly. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't make a big deal. Don't make a drama out of it. It's just the way it is. You got to face it. You're ugly. That's it.
I am ugly, and I like myself like this.
Exactly. That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Maybe just a little foundation here.
Yeah, you do what you got to do, but then you go to school and, all the rest of the girls in the school are so much more better looking. And, you need brains. You need a sense of humor because you don't have the look.
Yeah, this is what men look in women, the brains. They are all about brains, right? Yeah.
No, men are going to hate you because there's nothing more dangerous than a combination of an ugly, smart, funny woman. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. But, I'm inside your head. I can't help it.
It's a new school. First day.
Clara, get your shit together. All right? I mean, like, seriously. That's good. I like it. I can see how serious you are now.
Hey, don't speak like that. Don't speak like that. She's beautiful. I know that. I'm inside you as well, Clara. I'm your other voice.
Angie, why do you have to be such an angel every time? Come on, man. She's facing a challenge. I'm trying to prepare her, and you coming in with your sugar talk?
Vera, that's not the way to educate or to train someone to be strong in life. That's not the way.
What do you know about the way? What way?
Positive. The way is positive. They have to embrace themselves. They have to find how beautiful they are, and they go outside, and then they are appreciated.
Why don't we ask her? Hey, Clara, what do you prefer? Me as the shitty conscious, or Angie as the good old amazing sugar talking conscious?
Well, I need both of you because you are very honest, and I like his sugar talking. And I think if I can convince you, the bitch you are, to be nicer, I think I will achieve everything in life.
You want to convince me to be less of a bitch?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you would achieve something in life if you'd managed to do that.
I will do it until the rest of this day. You see,
Yeah.
you see.
Can I just give you a little tip?
Yes.
Breathe. You're not breathing enough, Clara. You're super stressed. Doesn't look good.
Clara, you look good. Although you're stressed, you still look good.
Nobody looks good when they're stressed, Angie.
Oh, come on, Vera. Be positive. Vera, go.
Okay,
I
I gotta go do stuff. Bye.
I'm going to school.
I can't be in that same head anymore together with Vera. I can't.
So why don't you move somewhere else? Why don't you find people like you, creatures like you, who only believe in einhorns and rainbows, and why don't you go live with them?
Yeah, and I would if I could. But I care too much for her.
Oh,
And what's wrong with unicorns and paintings and flowers and roses? Life is beautiful. And if we all like that, no, we all like that, Vera.
Let me ask you something. Did you ever meet a person who got far in their life because all they heard were sugar talking? All that everybody has to say to them is just how wonderful they are. Never a challenge, never a kick in the ass, never some self-hatred. Do you know how far people get on self-hatred? They become presidents of countries, you idiot. They don't do that because they love themselves. They pretend to love themselves, but they don't. You're a lie.
No, it's actually you who's a lie.
Am I?
The things you say, it just proves it. It just proves it. You have so much self-pity. Can I help you, Vera? I want to help you. I want to make you a better conscience. Let me help you.
What can you possibly do to help me? What do you have to offer? I'm fine. I'm great. I'm doing my job. I got my things, you know, I'm good. You're just naive.
Do you remember 5 years ago when Clara had that problem with that boyfriend in school?
Yeah.
When she was in the 6th grade? Do you remember that?
That was so embarrassing.
It was very embarrassing. Yeah.
So embarrassing.
But you were so sad at that point in time. And at that point, I remember that point, you changed. You completely changed. Because before that disappointment with that guy, you were a happy person.
Because I learned something about life, didn't I? I thought everything was going to be rainbows and unicorns or the other way around. But then I found out that it's not, because that little shit, that kid did not love us back. He went with her best friend. And this is when I learned that nothing's good's going to come out of sugar talking yourself, that life is wonderful. I'm surprised you didn't learn that lesson from that 5 years ago experience.
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry about?
I don't understand you. I didn't know you suffered so much about that.
I loved
And
him.
after it happened, I just dreamed about unicorns and I was so happy again and I forgot. But I didn't know you were so... I understand.
Thank you.
And I think there's only one solution for this problem.
Okay.
You have to go. You have to go back to an innocent child who is still happy and thinks about unicorns and rainbows. And you will learn from that child.
What? No, wait. I have to go where?
There's a way, you know, to leave.
To live to where? Where do you want me to go? I'm not sure I understand. Where are you sending me?
To the white rose.
To the white rose that he gave her 5 years ago? You want me to go back to that memory? Why? That was so sad. That was the best memory she has of him. That was so sad because the next day he left. Why would you want me to go back to that memory?
Because everything was fine then, don't you understand? I want to go back to the old times. We are arguing 5 years already in a row. I can't handle it anymore, Vera. I can't handle it anymore.
Okay, you know what? I'll go.
I can hear you there arguing, but I am at school already.
Sorry.
So, be helpful.
Sorry, Clara. I didn't know you were in school. I didn't mean to.
Oh my God. Oh my God, no, Jim and Susan, my ex-boyfriend and my ex-best friend, Susan, they are going to the same school. Oh my God.
Clara, breathe, breathe, God damn it, breathe and relax. Why don't the three of us go back to the memory of the white flower? And why don't we try to see how we can go back to be a little bit more, I don't know, naive?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Close your eyes, Clara.
And breathe, Clara, breathe.
It was in springtime, wasn't it? I think it was May. And the flowers just started to bloom.
You were dressed in your nice red dress.
Oh yeah, the one with the white dots.
Yes. And you had a little thing in your hair, a little rose.
Yeah,
You're so
that's
proud
true.
of that.
And I remember how the hair was blowing in her hair and moving it a little bit and tickling her face. And then he came and he said, Clara,
I want to break up with you.
I brought you this rose, this white rose, as a way to show you that I cared about you in the past.
But it's in the past, Clara.
It's in the
It's
past.
in the past. No, that's the
Wait.
thing. Yeah,
Exactly. What if she doesn't break the rose?
yeah. Don't break the rose.
Clara, go
Keep it
back and
there.
don't break the rose. Smell it
Yeah.
instead. I loved you in the past. Breathe.
Look him in the eyes. Look him in the eyes and
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for this beautiful rose. This breakup will make me only stronger in the future. I can control my voice. I can control my emotions.
yeah,
Oh my God. This is so great.
the stress goes away.
Oh my God. I'm
Oh
so,
my God, I'm
so
so
pretty.
I'm so pretty.
You're so pretty.
I'm so smart.
We're so smart.
Look at my smile. It's amazing.
Look at you. You're not stressed at all.
No, you're on top of the world.
There are so many beautiful boys in this school.
Exactly.
Hey, Clara, look, your pimple is gone.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me.
Well, we are a part of you, so basically everything that we are is who you are. So thank you for helping yourself, I guess.
Exactly. And it will be so much more quieter now in your head too.
Oh, well, don't be so sure.
Oh.
I can still, get on your nerves.
We are not going to start to arguing again.
Well, we are going to start to argue because there's enough to argue about, right? It's not only boys in life.
No.
Oh, yes.
I'm
leaving you here arguing, and I'm going inside.
Okay, you go back to class, okay? We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Study good.
Great.
Bye.
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 Where are you?
Here. That went fine. No?
Yeah. I'm also sorry.
Me too.
But don't get too confident, huh?
And tomorrow I want to talk about the thing which happened 3 years ago, yeah? On the ski slope.
Sure.
Because we have to fix that too.
I would love to talk about what happened on the ski slope.
Oh, I would love so much to talk about that too.
Let's figure this out tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Same time, same place. See you tomorrow.
I gotta do stuff now. Bye.
Okay, let's see. That was so great.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, thank you.
Teenagers.
Thank you.
So,
We were just doing
good.
this. I was just, can I say something?
Yep.
So I'm teaching a workshop called Dark and Uncomfortable Scene. And I just had my students play a scene just like that, when one person is like trying to do something and the other person plays the bad conscious. And
Yeah.
so we just did it yesterday. So immediately when she started like that, I was like, oh, that's an opportunity to try this one. It was great.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
great.
Yeah.
I really liked it that we were the two characters inside the head and then talking to her. So that
Trying to
was amazing.
negotiate.
Never played anything like this.
No, it's the first time.
Cool.
Super.
Yeah, and good
Okay.
job, Desi, on carrying on, like being in the character and having us like play around you and you like committed. I liked it a lot. Very
I
good.
kind of have a lot of voices in my head.
Who doesn't? That's the thing. I was just telling them, like, if we have the transcript of the things we say to ourselves,
Yeah.
people will find it horrifying how we sometimes talk to ourselves. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Actors.
Okay, let's go into the Q&A. Yeah. So let's have a chat about improv.
Sure.
So there was more about you and improv. How did you meet improv?
How did I become an improviser?
Yeah, how
Oh.
you
Well,
started
just
doing improv?
right. I studied acting, and so right as I finished acting school, in Tel Aviv. So I just joined an improv group, and then part of the acting, writing, whatever directing stuff I was doing, I was also doing improv the whole time. So it was like part of my acting jobs.
Great.
Yeah, it was 2001, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've heard you had a school first, yeah? In
No, that
Israel?
happened later.
That happened later.
Yeah,
Okay.
because for many years I didn't want to teach because I tried a couple of times and it was so terrible. It was so terrible that I decided that I will never teach. And then after many years, I decided that I'll do it. And then I had the school.
Okay.
Because I think I had to be better as an improviser before I started teaching, because when people would like do a scene and the scene wouldn't work, I didn't know what to tell them. I didn't know how to give them feedback. So I was just like very frustrated. But then the more skilled I got,
Yeah.
it was easier for me to teach.
But you started
Okay.
the school back in Tel Aviv, right?
Yes.
And you have another one now in Berlin.
No, I don't have my own school, but I'm working with the Gorillas, who are a Berlin company, and they have a school, so we're teaching together. So I teach with them, and I teach privately, and I teach. That's what I do now, right? I mean, since the pandemic started, it's all about teaching, and it's great. It's great. It's going just great online.
Yeah, I mean, in the past you were traveling a lot. Yeah, you were traveling all over the world, I think. But that's something.
6 months ago.
Yeah, in the good old times. But that's something you can't do for the moment. So, so you teach a lot of things online too. So, how do you feel with that? How is
I
that
feel
going?
actually, I feel amazing. I'm just like, because I was traveling so much for the last 5 years, and I think that it took some toll on me, like physically. I think it really exhausted me, you know, being on time, boarding passes, being there, getting there, sleeping in houses. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I loved every minute of it. But I think that when it stopped, I realized all of a sudden that I was carrying a lot of fatigue from this. And actually now when it's winter and it's dark and cold outside and I'm just at home, I'm like, this is the best. I don't have to go to the airport. I don't have to be picked up. I mean, I do miss it, of course, and I do want to have it again, at least some of it, right? But it's also a very nice change for me right now. It's a very interesting. I have weekends with my boyfriend. We're like, whoa, weekends. Oh my God. It's amazing.
Do you have like an advice for improvisers, advanced improvisers or beginners who are not quite sure they want to try online improv? They think it's probably fine, but they're not sure. Do you have like an advice?
It's for sure different. It's for sure different. But I tell you what I find out and why I love it so much is because I understand that we don't have a stage. So we can't go, walk, do. It's not so much about the mise en scène or about the how the scene or mime object. It's not about that. It becomes more about your quality of performance, because we're like online, we're on the screen. I could see your face very clearly. And then I can like look in a better resolution of what your qualities of performance is. Like, how do you play the character? How do you react? How do you initiate? We are doing stuff. I think what I teach right now, most of it is not even funny. We're not trying to look, it's funny. It's still on the side of comedy, but it's not like, no, we're looking for human interactions. We're looking for human stories. We're looking for interesting characters with depth. And so it's a great way to, this is a great tool to learn how to act and how to feel and how to be, because this doesn't lie, right? I mean, we see you very well and we focus on your face. So it's like, how do you convey all the emotional processes that are going through the, you can't rush. We want to see, it's like your face is like a screen. Your face is the screen right now.
Yeah.
So this is a wonderful opportunity to focus on that and to give just like a different kind of focus on your improvisation. So when you come back to the stage, you have it.
But
if you come back to the stage.
Hope so.
After the pandemic situation, do you think you would like to continue with online performing, but like for real? Not only say, yeah, I would like to do that and then...
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to find out around performing, because I think that I would like to do things in locations, so in real locations, so that I don't have to pretend doing, because mime object, it just doesn't work on camera. It just doesn't work. So being in a realistic location and then doing a specific scene, a specific site-specific scene based on the location, I think is very interesting. So I'd like to try more of that. And I think that if this catches, then why not? Because more people could watch it from all over the world. It's much more approachable. You don't have to fly, you don't have to go. It doesn't have the charm of the theater, but for me, it still has the charm of like playing live and playing live to tape, whatever. It's still, the risk is still there, and I like it. So I'd like to,
You had a show like that with Lee Wright, I think 1-2 weeks ago in the theater in Berlin.
Exactly a week ago.
Yeah. Is it still online?
You are going to have another one?
And we're going to have another one the 16th of December. So yeah, and everybody wants to watch it. It's either on my profile and Facebook or Lee's or whatever you can find it. Just scroll a little bit and you'll see it. Or the Bühnenrausch, that's the theater we did it in.
Bühnenrausch. Okay. I was looking at the website of the Gorillas, and the teachers' profiles, and I looked, of course, at yours, and I read something interesting. You said there that the DNA of the scene is in the first 60 seconds.
30.
Yeah. Could you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, I think that especially when you're doing open scenes like the shows that I do with Lee White or the shows that I do with Tim or with Paula, we really like short scenes, right? So not necessarily 1/2 of an hour. We do that too, but mostly short scenes. So each scene needs to have a different tone, a different dynamic, a different rhythm, a different kind of quality to it. Otherwise, it becomes the show becomes monotonic, right? So how do you find this variation? So first of all, you need to initiate it, but at the same time, it's like being super alert in the first minute, let's say, as to, okay, what kind of tone, what kind of rhythm, what kind of pace, what kind of quality, what kind of theme comes up, right? And then to keep on following that through the scene. So to initiate change and then realize what that change has brought you and then to follow it up, right? I think this show we just did is a really good idea for that. Like if in the first minute we understand that there's a woman and their voice is in her head, and so we understand, okay, we're going to the surreal, we can keep this on, we can keep this style of being off camera with our voiceovers, we're following it.
Okay. What type of
did it make sense?
Did it make sense? Of course,
okay.
Totally.
What type of player do you think you are on stage?
Ooh. What are the options?
Would you go for comedy? Or do you prefer things to grow organically, or do you make very strong offers? What are sort of the
You
typical
like
things you
physical
like?
things?
Yeah, I don't, it's a good question. I think I like all of the things you, but I think that's exactly the thing. Like if you're doing a short scenes show, you kind of want to have, I'm not sure what I am, like what's my strength. Probably I'm fast. A lot of people tell me that I'm very fast as a thinker on stage. So, and definitely I'm a comedian because most of what I did in my acting career was around comedy. But at the same time, I really like that dark comedy. I really like it when the comedy is like a little bit like making people think or feel things that they're not super comfortable with, stuff like that. So like kind of like what we did now, right? When like the first sentence is "You're ugly." Okay.
True. Yeah.
Let's see how we could. Yeah. And so yeah, maybe direct is the word. Maybe I'm a direct improv. Like
Oh,
maybe I don't know. Definitions, who needs them anyway?
well, what do you think about characters that, for example, a character who starts like a very positive person, but then completely changes into something evil, or the other way around? You know, characters with layers, characters that go through different emotions.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you're doing a long form, right? You want to find the change. You want to find the character art. You want to like start somewhere and finish somewhere else. You want things to happen to that character. So absolutely, yeah. And especially when you have time to explore a character like that, you should.
Because I really like, I don't like the idea, this is the protagonist, this is the antagonist, and they should remain like this the whole show. I like when people surprise the audience.
Well, you know, I was talking to Mark Jane from France about this. You know him, right? Because he's teaching the hero's journey or the heroine's journey. And we talked about it, that it's really good to know how to play it so you could break it. Because I think the foundations of this like traditional storytelling is something that's really embedded in our culture, and we all kind of have it in our brain. So having a close look at it and learning it and understanding how it works, it's great. So then you can then start to fuck around with it and find surprises in it. But in finding surprises, you have to also, there's challenges also in that, to stay coherent, to stay loyal to your first suggestions, to stay loyal to the character. You know, you don't want a really cool guy or a woman, everything, and all of a sudden she becomes bad without any reason, abrupt.
No, something has to happen.
Exactly. So we have to learn how to accumulate, how to create those changes. So and keep it coherent and understandable and something that the audience can follow. So I think you need to know how to do both, you know, to play a straight heroine journey and then also to fuck around with it when you want to.
Yeah, and depending on the conditions, you can always do something different, and you have always different shows too. Yeah, that's a cool thing, I think.
I will also add something, that I think that in improvisation, it's not really the what you do, is the how you do it. So for me to play a very straightforward story with like all the right tilt points or whatever is okay, as long as the character choice that you make, for example, are great, as long as you know how to play the moments, as long as you know how to work nicely with the musician. And then it doesn't matter what the story is, it's really exciting to see how you're executing the story. And the story could be very simple, but if you're totally committed to every second of it and trying to see how you could do it and really be present, you know, not to rush because this has to happen and now this has to happen, and but like to really experience it and try to give the best performance and product that you can, then it's okay. It's how we do things. It's not so much what we do, I think.
Yeah. Okay, good. So if people would like to contact you, I guess you have new courses planned soon.
Yes.
Or so how can they find you? What's the best place?
Yeah, some old. So I do Facebook. I don't do I mean, I have Instagram. People can write me in Instagram as well. I answer, but I think Facebook Messenger is like the best. And then, you could be on my mailing list, and then you could get all the updates about the shows and the workshops and everything that's happening. I'm usually doing monthly now because of the pandemic less, but it's still happening. So just keep in touch and I'll update you on everything you need
Yeah.
to know.
And you also coach all the troops individually. These
Yeah.
are also things you do. Okay, we're going to put a couple of the links, if, especially in the event, but also on our page, so people can easily find you back.
That would be great.
Yeah, good. Okay, well, many thanks for having joined us. We had
Thank
some
you.
problems at the start, but sorry for that. But yeah, thank you so much.
That was great.
And,
Thank you so much for having me.
okay, and
Great.
bye everyone.
Thank you
Good
everybody for
night.
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much. Okay.